Picture this. You're Ryan. You've lived in the same fourth floor apartment for 10 years. You know that Lakeview skyline, every rooftop, every light, like the back of your hand. But tonight, something's different. You look out your window and see two laser bright red lights right on the edge of Park Tower. Not up top like normal. These are low, focused, almost like eyes. You lean closer, and that's when you see it. A figure, backlit, huge. Those two red lights, they're eyes. You watch it as it unfurls these enormous wings and leaps off the roof, flying straight for Lake Michigan. You just stand there frozen. Then you run because you just saw the Chicago Mothman. Hey y'all, I'm Kaylin. Welcome back to Tales from the Thicket. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Kaylin, Chicago isn't Texas. What are we doing here? You're right, it's not. But about a month ago, I got an email from a viewer named Sarah in Chicago. She said she'd seen something with wings, something with glowing eyes flying over Lake Michigan. She wanted to know if I'd ever heard of anything like it. So, naturally, I started digging. And y'all, there are over 175 documented sightings. Airport workers too scared to talk. A pattern going back to 2011. And it's still happening. This isn't just a Chicago story. This is a Mothman story. And if you know anything about Mothman, you know it all started in a little West Virginia town in the 1960s. So today, we're taking a step outside the thicket because Sarah's email, it opened a door to something way bigger than one sighting. And hey, big shout out to Lion 409 who found Ashroot in last week's episode. Keep your eyes peeled for Ashroot and Lumi in this one. First one to spot one of them and put the timestamp in the comments gets a shout out next time. Now, let's get into it. To make sense of what's going on in Chicago, you gotta know where Mothman first showed up. November 12th, 1966, Clendenin, West Virginia. 5 gravediggers. Yeah, you heard that right. 5 gravediggers see a huge man-shaped creature fly low over their heads from the trees. 3 days later, 2 young couples are driving through an old World War II munitions site near Point Pleasant. It's dark, creepy. They spot something near an abandoned power plant. A creature over 6 feet tall, humanoid, massive wings folded against its back, eyes glowing hypnotic red. And then it flies over the car, keeping pace at over 100 miles an hour. I mean, if you've ever been chased by something you can't explain, you know that fear sticks with you. They went to the police, the story hit the papers, and in the next year, over 100 people around Point Pleasant said they saw the same thing. Journalist John Keel came to town. He wrote down every weird thing. Sightings, strange calls, even UFO reports. All of it swirling around that old TNT factory. And then, on December 15th, 1967, the Silver Bridge collapsed. Dozens of cars plunged into the icy river. 46 people died. Right before the disaster, people saw Mothman hanging around the bridge. After the collapse, the sightings stopped. Some folks say Mothman was trying to warn them. Others think it might have caused the tragedy. But here's the thing. Mothman didn't stay in West Virginia. Fast forward to 2011, Chicago, Illinois. People start seeing something big, winged. Okay, do you guys say winged or winged? Which is the right way? Tell me in the comments. Anyway, people start seeing something big, winged, human-shaped near Lake Michigan. At first, it's easy to shrug off. Probably a bird, maybe someone's imagination. But wait, the reports keep coming. By 2017, it's a flood. Different neighborhoods, different times of day, but the same thing. A humanoid 6 to 10 feet tall with a wingspan of up to 15 feet, eyes glowing red, orange, yellow, even green. Paranormal investigators Tobias Whalen and Lon Strickler started documenting everything. They called it the Chicago Phantom at first, but as the stories hit the media, people started calling it what it was, the Chicago Mothman. By 2024, Wayland and Strickler have mapped over 175 credible sightings. Now, let's get back to Sarah, the viewer who wrote me. She was walking along Montrose Beach one evening in August 2024. The sky was deep blue purple, the lake calm. Suddenly, she hears a sound like fabric snapping in the wind. She looks up. A massive shape is flying overhead, low, wings huge. It turns its head and looks right at her. She said those eyes glowed orange, and she felt this overwhelming sense of dread, like something bad was about to happen. The creature flew over the lake and disappeared into the dark. Sarah stood there, shaking, and then she did what any one of us would have done. She Googled Chicago winged creature. That's how she learned she wasn't alone. Now here's where it gets really wild. O'Hare International Airport. Multiple employees, baggage handlers, ground crew, maintenance workers have seen this thing. And most won't come forward. Well, not publicly. They're afraid of losing their jobs. I mean, can you imagine? You see something that makes no sense and you can't even talk about it? Those who do talk, often anonymously, describe the same thing. A giant winged figure with glowing eyes, moving lightning fast. One ground crew worker said they saw it perched on top of a hangar at night, just sitting there, watching. When they shined a light, it opened its wings and took off, straight up like a rocket, gone in seconds. O'Hare has become a hot spot. Wayland and Strickler's map is full of sightings at the airport. So why O'Hare? What's drawing it there? Nobody knows. Look at a map of the sightings and you'll see it. Almost all of them are near water, specifically Lake Michigan, Montrose Beach, Burnham Harbor, the lakefront parks. Some researchers think the water's important. Maybe it helps Mothman navigate. Maybe it's an energy source. Truth is, nobody knows. Then there's the timing. Chicago sightings peaked in 2017 and 2018. But this started in 2011, and it is still happening now. During a partial solar eclipse in 2017, multiple people saw Mothman. Sarah Becken, an artist who tracks these sightings, went to the lakefront during the eclipse hoping to spot it. She believes it showed up, just not where she was standing. Here's something else. Witnesses always talk about the same feeling, fear. Not just a little nervousness, but a heavy, something bad is about to happen kind of dread. That's what Sarah felt at Montrose Beach. That's what folks in Point Pleasant described too. So, is Mothman a warning? A predator? Something else? All right, so what is the Chicago Mothman? Skeptics say it's misidentification. Great blue herons, sandhill cranes, big owls. These birds can have huge wingspans, and sometimes reddish eyes in the right light. And you know what? Some sightings probably are birds. Paranormal investigator Tobias Whalen even broke down GoPro footage from a cyclist who thought they'd filmed Mothman. Turns out, great blue heron. But not all of them are so easily explained. When airport workers see a humanoid perched on a hanger, or people report something with glowing eyes that flies straight up into the night, well, that's harder to chalk up to just a bird. Some researchers think Mothman is a cryptid, an undiscovered species. Others think it's supernatural or even extraterrestrial. There were UFO sightings around Point Pleasant in the 60s, and there have been UFO sightings in Chicago too. And then there's the harbinger theory, the idea that Mothman is a warning of disaster. After Point Pleasant's Silver Bridge collapse, the sightings stopped. In Chicago, no tragedy yet, but the reports keep coming. Here we are, summer 2024. Ryan's sightings from his apartment, Sarah's on Montrose Beach, O'Hare workers. Whatever this is, it's still out there. Now, you might be asking, Kaylin, why cover a Chicago story on a Southeast Texas channel? Here's why. Sarah found my channel because she has family in Southeast Texas and loves Southeast Texas mysteries. She trusted me to take her story seriously. And digging into her email, I realized Mothman doesn't belong to just one place anymore. The phenomenon, whatever it is spreading. Other cities, other states. If we don't pay attention and document these stories, they disappear. Sarah wasn't crazy. The O'Hare workers aren't crazy. The 175 plus witnesses aren't crazy. They saw something. And maybe, just maybe, someone watching this video has seen it too. Maybe in Texas. Maybe somewhere else. That's why this story matters. So if you're in Chicago and you've seen something with wings and glowing eyes, please tell me about it. You can email me at kaylins.tales@gmail.com. And if you're anywhere else, Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, wherever, and you've had similar experiences, I want to hear about it. These stories need to be told. Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries covered the Chicago Mothman in 2024. Tobias Whalen and Lon Strickler are still mapping sightings. This isn't over. The story is still being written. Thank you, Sarah, for trusting me with your story. And thank you all for coming along on this journey outside of the thicket with me. Did you spot Ashroot or Lumi in this episode? Drop a comment with the timestamp. First to find one gets a shout out next time. I'm Kaylin, and this is Tales from the Thicket. Keep your lanterns lit and your eyes on the sky.